guys, my name's Steve, and today we're going to be destroying some value with the NECA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2-pack of Bebop and Rocksteady, based off of the original cartoon series. Now, I'm pretty sure this is the only thing I'm going to be buying from this wave, because the other options you have is you can get Leonardo and Donatello as a 2-pack, Michelangelo Raphael as a 2-pack, or Foot Soldiers. That's tempting, but because of shelf space reasons, I don't think I need a bunch more Foot Soldiers. So for the most part, this is it. Now, some of you guys might know, and I'm talking while looking around for my cutters because I might need them. Really love the original cartoon. I actually have the entire series upstairs. I already know for Christmas I'm getting the arcade cabinet, and I'm pretty sure that's all I'm getting. Looking forward to that. I've been collecting these. Usually, though, my thing is the movies. Like, I really love collecting the movie Turtles. All the cartoons, I still really like, but I try to steer away from them. But once NECA started posting these things, I feel like I really need to get into them. But anyways, we're just gonna crack this guy's open. Could leave them in the package. Maybe it'll get expensive eventually. But I usually don't really care about that stuff. Oh, we get some extra sets. So, one of the hands is already kind of coming out. So it looks like... So, you get extra hands, but they're the same exact hands. But with just different color scheme. And then literally, it's just in the opposite order to kind of throw you off, I guess. Which is fine. To be fair, I wasn't really expecting much different other than that. But, I don't know, it's kind of expecting things. But it looks like you get 2 open hands, gripping hands, and hands for the guns. Snap these guys open. I really don't want to waste my time doing the twisty ties on the back. But for the most part, though, like, if you guys do buy these things and want to hold on to them for value, because since they are Target exclusives, these aren't the easiest thing to get a hold of. I know my Target seemed to have sold out pretty quick on these guys after I got my initial ones, while most everybody else is kind of sitting. So you can still get, like, Michelangelo, Leonardo, all the Turtles. You can get the Foot Soldiers, which I thought the Foot Soldiers might sell really fast too. Just mainly because of army building purposes. Alright, so I'm starting to notice a couple of things I'm not too keen on with this set. Which I kind of expected, because being toy companies, you kind of want to reuse as many parts as you can. But why did we get literally double of the same weapon? It might have been nice if maybe we had like some new, like maybe 1 or 2 new weapons for this set. Like maybe like you could have gave us these 2 as one, maybe 2 extra ones instead of more of the same. But I guess like can't complain too much. Because it's mostly like what you see with the hands here too. You get literally the exact same hands, but just opposite. Which these would all have to be new sculpts. But for the most part, it's kind of like, oh yeah, going body wise, it's for the most part like you're just reusing the same hands, but like the bodies had to be all new sculpts. So again, it's like a cost cutting measure. So like I understand. But it would have maybe been nice to see a little bit more new in here. Because what you also get is another communicator, which we've seen previously. But it has the shredder on it this time, which is nice. It's also kind of in this red color. It's like a little bit of like an off red, which looks really cool. So it might, like, even like just some more like realistic guns would have maybe been cool. Because I think like with the older toys and stuff, like they would just have like random guns. So even like could use like some Terminator guns with these guys and just like rehash them and just done them in like an animated color scheme. I think would have worked pretty good. But I'd rather have more stuff than not either, so I'm not going to really nitpick too much on this. But guns do look really nice, painted good. Same with the guns. But like it's nice too because you have like I'm like double fisting pistols, double fisting like the rifles here, even though like it's got scope on it, so why would you dual wield these things? But display options. Then can the sword come out? Or machete. Can the machete come out? Machete cannot come out. Kind of sad about that. Your jaw looks articulated. Jaw is articulated. Neato. I haven't watched anybody review these things, so this is all new to me. But it is nice to see that you can open and close that, so you get a little bit of posability with it. Articulation doesn't seem too bad. Actually, articulation seems really nice. For the most part. Got some stiff joints. Gonna have to heat those up. But for the most part, seems good. Nothing really at the chest. It almost looked kind of like there's a joint at the neck here, but it's just its own little separate part. That part. If I can talk right today. Stomach can move a little bit. I like that some of the pants is going into his stomach. That's, you know, it's kind of weird because you're like, oh man, it's hiding some detail. Why would they decide to do that? But it's also very realistic because having a little bit of pudge is going to cover over top of your pants. You're going to have that little bit of a mushroom top going on. I appreciate the attention to detail on this. You also get the turtle shell on the belt here. You get the grenade on the back here. Strap going around. Which kind of looks like little... I want to say it's kind of like little bullets, but it almost just looks like little like teeth in there. But it's done in the same skin coloring as him, which I'm not sure if I'm a fan of that. But then again, it does give you some differentiation in the coloring, though. So it helps the belt to stand out a little better. So not too bad, but I think I would have maybe preferred something even more akin to how they did the tusk here. Pants look nice. Got them pockets on the front. Decent leg articulation. Definitely shiny though. Or oily. So, okay, it's oil. I was almost like, is that clear coat on the top here? Because that's odd. That would be an odd place for that. But I think it's just kind of lubricated a little bit to help with the articulation. Which I can almost get behind. Like, it's a little bit more clean up when you get the initial figure, but then you also don't really have to worry about scuffing, which is nice to see. But double jointed knees, feet. That foot's really far back, but you do get that articulator joint there, so you can move it forward. I'm gonna have to heat this up a little bit, but not too bad. Definitely looks like Rocksteady, so not gonna complain too much, you know. Poopy, the battery's done. Alright, moving on. We're gonna speed this up. You can also open up Bebop's mouth too. Not quite as wide, but good enough to talk. You got his visor here. Lifting it. Oh. What the? Okay. Never taking the glasses off ever again. I like that they lift up though. But that's terrifying. Because it's also like the one eye is like decently painted because you get the little dot there, but the other, oh, that's a little, that's strange looking. I don't, not sure how I feel about that. You get the shells on the top of the shoulders here too. Get some more grenades. You do have to worry about articulating him though, because if you move the arms too far forward, too far back, you could possibly rip the leather here. So that is something to consider. He does actually have chains on his wrists, which is cool. Same with on the belt here. For the most part, I think it's the exact same belt, but they added the pants. So the leg's the same sculpt, but they just added extra detailing over top. So like this one has the patches glued on, this one has a strap around here, and then the rings for the belt, if you will, which comes around to the back. Same with like you see on the back here too. You got the pockets, and then this is its own little extra piece, the belt that goes around here, which you don't see. But this is what you kind of see underneath the pudge of Rocksteady. But for the most part, legs are the same. You don't get the boot pattern here, but instead you get some high tops, if you will. Nicely colored. Sadly, no detail on the bottom. But yeah, pretty nice overall. And pretty excited to have these guys. If you guys are able to find them, personally, I still think they're definitely worth it because you get like two mostly different figures. Some reused sculpts here and there, but it makes sense for the characters, so I can definitely get behind it. Plus, you get a bunch of extra guns. Again, mostly the same stuff that we've seen, but rather have more stuff than having less of it. And then hands mostly look nice too, but for the most part, I usually save that stuff for reviews. If you guys would be interested in seeing a review, if we get enough people that are definitely want to see something like that, be more inclined to post a video about it. But for the most part, this will probably be it for these guys. And help us defeat those kaijus by hitting that like button, subscribe, become a Ranger today. Make sure to follow us on Instagram, Patreon, Pinterest, and Facebook. If you guys like to keep up to date with the channel outside of stuff or donate, greatly appreciate it. And see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.